What's up, pals? It's me, James, and if you give me 5 to 10 minutes of your time, I will share with you 5 things you must know before Star Wars Galaxy's Edge opens up in a week from today. But before we get started on that, let's get through the intro. It's a Stitch. And it is a Stitch. How awesome is that? And I just like that. I like that. Alrighty, pals, I am super excited for today's video. If you give me, again, 5 to 10 minutes of your time, I'm going to share with you 5 tips before you go into Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, which opens up literally in a week from today. Very, very cool stuff, and I am super stoked to be going there on opening day. Now, before we get into the 5 tips, be sure to hit that thumbs up button as well as subscribe to the channel. As I said earlier, I will be there opening night for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and there will be a huge giveaway when the video posts 6 in the morning Disneyland time. That is Pacific Standard Time on Saturday, June 1st. The land opens up May 31st, but I will be doing a nighttime vlog as my reservation is from 8 p.m. to midnight. So be sure to tune back in at 6 in the morning, Saturday, June 1st, and subscribe to the channel for your chance to win some Star Wars Galaxy's Edge merchandise the day after it opens. Okay, mind you, the land itself has not opened yet, so these are just 5 things that I will personally be doing when and before it is my turn to go on May 31st. These are just things that I have thought about, and I've also seen some videos about here on YouTube, and I figured that I would condense it down for you guys. Okay, so tip number 1, plan on being in Disneyland before your reservation, be it from the opening, which should be 8 in the morning for Disneyland, until your reservation comes up. I have read online that Disneyland is expected to get to capacity, and if it gets to capacity before you are in the park, 1, you're not going to be able to get into the park, and 2, if you are not in the park when your reservation comes up, your reservation is null and voided out. So you definitely don't want to be missing out on your reservation, especially if you stayed up like I did and made sure to get a reservation for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge back in May 2nd. And you definitely don't want that time that you spent wasted. So be sure to plan on being at Disneyland well before your reservation. I personally am going to play it safe, and I will be there from opening until closing because my reservation's at 8 p.m. to midnight. So even if you're not doing anything in Disneyland, be sure to just chill inside of Disneyland. Do not leave the park. Do not go to California Adventure. Just stay inside Disneyland Park until your reservation is up. Okay, so that brings us up to tip number 2. Stay inside of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge for the entire time of your reservation. You only get to enter 1 time once it's your turn to go into Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and if for any reason you leave that land during your reservation allotted time, you will not be allowed to enter back inside. So whatever you do, stay inside Star Wars Galaxy's Edge for the 4 hours that you're allowed to be in there. It's a very, very interactive part of Disneyland. It's actually the most interactive part of Disneyland, and there should be plenty of stuff for you to do within the 4 hours that you are allotted in there. Plus, I'm expecting the lines to be super duper long to do anything, so 4 hours may not be enough, but be sure to stay in there your entire time. Okay, tip number 3 kind of coincides with tip number 5 a little bit, and we will get back into that later. But here we go, tip number 3, plan and map out your entire time at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. I know this can be very, very stressful, especially since you are probably going to Disneyland to enjoy yourself, but a little bit of planning never hurts anybody. You can definitely plan and map out the entire park right now. The Disneyland app on the App Store just updated, and the parks map now shows everything inside of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, so you don't have to go there blind and not knowing what to do. There will only be one ride open, so that's the only ride you need to ride. And then to engulf the rest of the land, they have a map on the Disneyland app on the App Store for you to download and plan out your time there. Okay, tip number 4. This is Disney's most interactive land ever. I know in Walt Disney World they have the Avatar land, which is just as interactive, I think, as Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, but as far as Disneyland is concerned, this is the most interactive land they have. And I definitely recommend downloading the Play Disney Parks app on the App Store for your iPhone or for your Android for the full experience. It's a app that is pretty much like a video game for the park. There's going to be definitely things in the lines and around the land itself that is very, very interactive to that app, to your phone. You're going to be able to do certain things that you wouldn't be able to do otherwise without that app. So be sure to download that app for free on the iOS App Store or on the Android App Store, just so you can get the full experience of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. I did a video on that earlier this month. I will leave a card right up there if you want to check that out and see what that app is all about. It's mostly a spoiler to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge's map in general, but you will get a general feel for that app in that video. Okay, so with tip number 3, like I said, it would bring you into tip number 5, and that goes with planning your entire time in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. That being said, you know, food, drinks, souvenirs, all that stuff. 1, there's gonna be a huge line to do any of that, and 2, it's gonna be expensive. So be prepared, map out what you have to do and what you want to do, you know, prioritize everything, and be prepared to stand in line and spend some money on your trip there, especially if you're going specifically for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Just for an example of the cost of some of the more premium souvenirs, you're going to be able to build your own lightsaber, and you can build your own droid. To build your own lightsaber, that's going to cost you around $200, and to build a droid, that's going to cost you around $100. So right off the bat, you know, definitely bring some cash, because that's $300 right off the bat if you want to do like the 2 biggest souvenirs that they have there. Also, along with tip number 5, be sure to consume all of your alcoholic beverages inside of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. There will be a cantina that sells alcoholic beverages. Other than Club 33, that is the only area in Disneyland that you can purchase and consume alcohol. So be sure to finish your drink there so that you can enjoy the rest of Disneyland after your reservation without having to throw away your drink. And that's it, pals. Those are my 5 tips to enjoying Star Wars Galaxy's Edge during the hype, during the huge mayhem. It's going to start from May 31st to June 23rd. Those are all the reservation dates that they have. So be sure to, again, just enjoy yourselves and try and plan out your entire trip that you are there. Remember, don't leave the park and don't leave Star Wars Galaxy's Edge before your reservation is up. Like I said earlier, I will be there opening night, 8 p.m. to midnight. So if you are there and you want to come and say hi to me, that would be awesome. I would love to meet all of you who watch this video and are subscribed to my channel. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel, because 6 in the morning, that vlog will be coming up and there will be a giveaway for that video. So I cannot wait to see all of you in Star Wars land. May the Force be with you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye now.